We all know what everyday numbers look like, but in math, we sometimes see numbers such as these. What are they? Hello, my name is Nicholas, and I will introduce you to the world of decimal numbers, and I will show you how to find them, what they are, and where to use them. Let's get started. A decimal number is described as a number whose value is between two whole numbers, and it is characterized by a dot placed between two digits, which tells us that one part of it is considered a whole, which would be the left part, and the other part, which is to the right of it, is represented by a certain part of that whole. Think of it as having like a pizza, and everything that's on the left, for example 1, 2, 3, or 4, will tell you that you have 1 pizza, 2 pizzas, 3, or however many you have. While on the right side, you see that that number represents a part of that pizza. So if you see 0.5, that's a half, or 0.25 is considered a quarter. But how do we know what each of these numbers represents? Like, what is the difference between a number such as 0.5 and 0.05? Well, each digit in a decimal number, anywhere from 0 to 9, has a specific place value placed upon it, which can tell us what part of the whole number is represented by that specific digit. These place values we can use to further describe a decimal number and then compare it to a different decimal number and check if one value is larger than the other. Let's see how we can do that. Here is the place value table, and as we can see, it consists of two different rows: the place value row on top and the decimal number row on the bottom. In addition, we can divide the table vertically, starting from the decimal point. To the left, we see the ones, tens, and hundreds place values. All of these represent values larger than 1. To the right of the decimal place, we see the tenths, hundredths, and thousands place values. Note that all of them end in THS, which tells us that they represent parts of a whole. 0.1 represents a tenth of a whole. 0.2 represents 2/10 of a whole. We can increase this value until we reach 9. If we increase the value by 1 more, it turns into 10/10, which represents 1 whole. The same counting method works for other parts as well. The hundreds place value count starts from 1 and stops at 9. If we reach 10, then the number value becomes 1/10. Looking at the thousands place value, we notice the same pattern. A number value starts from 1, stops at 9, and if it reaches 10, it gets moved 1 place value to the left and becomes 1/100th. Let's take a look at an example. Here we see 1.25. Let's see how we can describe this number using the place value table. So let's start with the 1. The 1 here stands in the wholes or ones part of a number. This number, or this digit, can be anywhere between 0 and 9. 0 meaning we have no wholes or no ones, and 1 meaning that we have something. In this case, 1 represents 1 whole. To the right side of the decimal point, we see a 2. The 2 here represents 2/10, or 2 parts of 10 parts of 1 whole. To the right of it, we see a 5. The 5 here represents 5/100ths. And this means that this is 5 parts of a whole made up of 100 different parts. So, instead of calling this 1.25, let's see if we can describe it in a more precise way. Let's call it 1 whole, 2/10, and 5/100ths. We can also call it 1 whole and 25/100ths. The reason why we can do that is because the 2 in the 10ths place is the same like the 20 in the 100ths place. We saw this previously when we looked at the place value table. Basically, any number that reaches a 10 will get moved 1 place value to the left. So there we go. Decimal numbers can be very useful in our day-to-day lives. When you step on a measuring scale, you will most likely see your weight represented by a decimal number. The same goes for when you want to measure how tall you are, how long something is, and everything from velocity, time, and even sports statistics can be represented with decimal numbers. How useful. So, next time you go shopping and are wondering how much change you will have left over, just know that decimal numbers can help you find that out. Until next time, stay subscribed, and I'll see you in the next math lesson. Bye-bye.